So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has pretty much been the main big game that's been hyped and talked about for this past week. And well, it's hype week nonsense. You probably missed the fact that we actually got some new reveals and info for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot regarding the story, some new visuals, and more. One of them is the fact that we have Mini Goku, Supreme Kai, Pansy, if I remember correctly, and Glorio. Let's kind of look at the models here. So Kid Goku or Mini Goku looks pretty good. Even though we already seen this model in the trailer, looks not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely one of the top ones that I feel in terms of the different Dragon Ball games that we've had. Definitely a top one. Glorio looks okay, I guess. Supreme Kai in this shot, not really a fan, but whatever. And Pansy, yeah, I guess she's okay. Well, let's look at the other image. Okay, so we have Goku going into what looks to be a castle. I don't know if this is, to be honest, I'm having some problems in terms of memory. So I don't know if this was the castle where Pansy's father resided in, or the king's. But yeah, apparently we're going to be roaming around, and this is going to be one of the places that you can go to. Again, not bad, pretty good. I swear, the atmosphere kind of reminds me of the Tuffle planet from Planet Vegeta in Dragon Ball GT, even though this is the Demon Realm. It's just something that just popped up in my head. All right, let's go into what else is new in terms of images. Okay, so this kind of gives us a good idea on what the landscape is. Looks very massive. Very massive. Looks, I like it. I just like the atmosphere. It's on the PlayStation 5 Pro and next-gen consoles, all that stuff. Not the next-gen, but current-gen consoles. It's probably going to look very beautiful. Because remember, these are just scans from VJump. So how it's going to look in-game, very, very beautiful, I feel. I think they have a lot of potential in terms of what they can really do with this DLC. And in terms of what we could see. Now, whether they will actually live up to that potential, who knows? And then you have the Supreme Kai and Glorio sitting by a fire, which, I guess shows that there's going to be probably going to be a decent amount of cutscenes, as is the case for a lot of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I feel like I'm very positive for this DLC compared to a lot of games. The models themselves look okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the Supreme Kais, but it might be one of those situations where we just have to see more of him, and he'll probably look better in certain spots and angles than what it is now. But overall, not bad. Yeah, it's the fact that we have an actual story-oriented Dragon Ball Daima thing is very nice, because Dragon Ball Sparking Zero isn't doing this. Probably will never do it. I don't know about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That game has its own vision. But if you were wondering if Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta will be appearing in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot's DLC, where he fought Tamagami 2 and you saw that epic transformation and, he just looks so good. Well, I actually have your answer. And the answer is a resounding no. Let's read through a translated version of the scan that tells us how many episodes will be covered. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot Daima Great Adventure. Worldwide shipments surpass 8 million copies. The latest DLC where you explore the mysterious, epic stories, but also the daily lives of Goku and the others has been announced. You're sure to love it, along with sub-stories. So, okay, it seems that the game will have a hopefully decent amount of sub-stories. I guess they have to. A grand adventure in the world of Daima. The stage for the 7th DLC is the Demon World. So let's read through this. A field recreated from the world of Daima, a much anticipated DLC featuring Daima is here. The vast field of the Demon World is recreated, and Goku and his unique allies will cooperate on this adventure. Get ready for an adventure in the Demon World like no one has ever seen. The DLC has a 2-part structure with massive volume. Okay, massive volume. Part 1 allows you to relive episodes 1 through 8 of Dragon Ball Daima. So as a kind of a quick segue, if you're wondering what episodes 1 through 8 were, well, this kind of gives you an idea. Now, if I'm using my memory correctly, because I haven't rewatched a lot of the Daima episodes, I just watch one and then go through the next. The biggest notable things for me regarding the episodes was obviously Goku and Ko turning into mini versions, them going through the demon world, I believe the third demon world they started with, Glorio and Goku training together or kind of having a spar, and then the whole Tamagami fight where Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan and eventually went into a Super Saiyan 2 form to defeat him handedly. So it seems like the big fight for this is going to be with Tamagami, number 3, if I remember correctly. This is kind of going to be an issue because it means that there is not going to be that much important fights. Because let's be real here. The Dragon Ball Daima story, just in general, very slow paced, not really action oriented to the point of Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. It has a different feel for it. It's not even like Dragon Ball Heroes where they're constantly fighting opponents or you get into pew pew pew, all that stuff. It seems to be very story focused and adventure focused. And that's just how it is. I think that the way that this DLC could be worth it would be if they implement a lot of cutscenes and give us a decent amount of sub-stories that are very interesting. Because let's be real here, the main story is probably going to go on quick unless they pad it with cutscenes and filler. But they'd have to, what I would suspect is they would have to make the Goku versus Tamagami fight really interactive and epic. And that's not something that's out of the realm of possibility. When it comes down to it, CC2 is very, very talented when it comes to their stories. In fact, I would say that they're even better than Spike Chunsoft. And look at Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. That game gets crapped on for having a God knows awful story mode and those. It's just so stupid. While with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and even Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, you could tell that they put a lot of their heart and effort into the story modes. And that's something that I really am looking forward to. The thing is, we all know most people are probably going to get bored or, kind of be indifferent to the first part of the story, but they have to really they have to hit a home run with the Goku versus Tamagami fight. If they can do that, then great. And then I think they have to give us a very decent amount of sub-stories. Personally, I think if they were to just pad it with a lot of sub-stories and just give us interesting stuff, then it could be very worth it. I mean, we've already seen with the previous DLC, which had Goku versus Oob, that thing went by very, very fast. If it wasn't for the Goku versus Vegeta fight, it would not have been, I don't think it would have been a good DLC. Because even the sub-stories was kind of But the actual, the fights itself with Goku versus Vegeta, they hit a home run with that. They hit a home run with the Bardock DLC. CC2 does really good DLCs. So I'm looking forward to it. Overall, I would say that I'm actually more hyped for Dragon Ball Daima's DLC compared to any DLC for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, including the Beast Gohan stuff. The truth is, I don't really enjoy covering Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It's oversaturated, it's draining the cover. Everyone does the same thing. There's not really a lot of unique stuff anyone can do. Just a constant race and constant competition. And I'm probably competing with literally 50 other creators doing the same thing that works. And meanwhile, I felt much more relaxed and able to do things on my own time when it came to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Dragon Ball Fighters, and a lot of the previous games. I enjoy Sparking Zero the game, but I don't enjoy covering it. Then again, it's we didn't really get a lot of stuff for the other Dragon Ball games besides the mobile games. So I'm really hoping that as time goes on, we get more games. We get a Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, which God knows if they'll ever do that. We get a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot 2, which I don't know. We get a Dragon Ball Fighter Z2, which again, I don't know. We get another, actual Budokai from Dimps, which, who knows, man. Anyway, that's just my quick reflection on everything. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.